Yay Networks.
Hey, look, he brought the whole toilet paper.
I appreciate you. Oh, thank you.
That was powerful.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was crying with you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yo, I'm Real Talk Kim, and I am so excited today. This whole month has been exciting because I've been bringing some of my friends that I'm just telling you, y'all, I know we are so quick to judge social media sometimes as bad because truth is there are some bad things on there, but there's also some incredible people that you can connect to on social media that become family. Before you even meet them, they literally become like someone that your heart just connects with. And so I have brought back, y'all know y'all loved, we've gotten so many amazing responses for my girl, Jane. She was on here with the Virgin Hair Fantasy. I did not even know her story all the way. I just knew that she was a boss with a good heart. And y'all, when I tell you I love people with good hearts, and I believe that you can tell right when you meet somebody if they are a confidant or a constituent or a comrade. And so I loved that I got to share with her on the podcast before. So what I thought was that I would bring her amazing other half. He did not even know he was going to do a podcast, but y'all know I do this. Like I'm the queen of pushing people out of their comfort zone. And Lo is always telling me, what are you doing? But I brought on at Chef Ed Harris. That's his Instagram. Hers is going to be at the Virgin Hair Fantasy, and you need to follow them on social media, but we're going to get into it. Before we do, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make sure that you go right now to wherever you're watching this from, go right this second and push that subscribe button. Push that subscribe button, y'all, because you want to stay in contact. And there's a thing called algorithms. And truth be told, you think we're going to keep showing up in your news feed, but then you're going to lose us and you're going to be mad you're not getting encouragement from people like us that are telling you that anybody can step out of their comfort zone and do something great with their life. And you want to be around people like us because who you hang out with is who you become. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and tell their handles again, the Virgin Hair Fantasy and Chef Ed Harris on all the social medias, because they have more than just their products. They have incredible life-giving sunshine on their news feeds. And so also make sure that you share this. Go right now and share this with somebody, because we're going to be talking to, we know Jane is from Nigeria, and we're going to meet her husband, which is going to tell you where he's from, which I would love to go live there. And it's just two people that decided to believe in themselves. So share this, subscribe, and go get your popcorn. And just sit back and chill with us, because we're going to be giving you not only business ideas and encouragement, but we're going to show you that you can do it too, that you can literally have $500 and you can start your company, even if you're a single mama. All right. So this is going to be an encouragement for you, but I love you. And I will be right back with my friends, Chef Ed Harris and sweet Jane Harris, which all of y'all know her as the Virgin Hair Fantasy. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am really excited. Y'all know excited is my favorite word on the planet, and it's truly real. I am excited today because I'm sitting on the couch with my girl, Jane Harris, known as the Virgin Hair Fantasy. She is the one that taught me about wigs. And it's not really a wig, it's a peruca. It's like top of the line, glueless. We talked about it. If you did not see my episode with her, you got to go back about an episode or two and look at that podcast, because it was so encouraging. That's because amazing. You are such a boss.
Thank you.
Like how she left Nigeria by herself at 18, went to London to school. Then she moved to Atlanta during the Olympics, worked. They moved her to New York to run a $4 million business. And she was scared to death and did it anyway. And in that moment realized that I got this. Like God's put a special gift in my heart. And she started her perucas business, which is what you see behind us. And she has one on. And I love it. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know she's been on this journey with me and my hair forever. But I also get to right now introduce you to her lion. Oh, I love good marriages. I'm such a sucker for it.
Me too.
So tell us tell us your name.
My name's Ed Harris.
I'm
Hi.
Jane Harris.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here again. I'm like, don't give me too many compliments. My hair, my peruke is not going to fit. It'll be too small. My head's
Oh,
gonna
that's a
fit.
lie. That's one thing about you. Nothing goes to your head. You can tell. You are just
thank
such
you.
you're Jesus for perucas with skin.
You're right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And so for your sweet husband, so we know you're from Nigeria.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from St. Lucia.
Yo, look how cool he looks. Like it's
Thank
the
you.
style for
Thank
me.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have y'all always been cutting edge?
Yes.
In my head, at least.
In my head, right.
I always felt it.
Yes.
Fashion forward all the way around.
Thank you. Likewise.
So listen,
Yes.
that's why we connect.
Yes.
So I was so blessed with one of the perucas that Jane sent me. I got a cookbook with like this delicious looking burger
Yes.
on the front.
Yes.
But it wasn't a burger at all.
No, it wasn't.
It was vegan.
Yes.
And then all of these amazing spices that y'all see right behind us. When I tell y'all, such great packaging. So
you.
I love the fact that y'all have such great delivery.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do y'all put a lot of thought in, from your spices to your cookbook to how your perucas are delivered?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We learned very early when we started doing business that you don't have to have a lot of money to have a great presentation. You just have to have a story behind it. So when we were starting out, because we didn't have a lot of money, we were like, we got to have a story to go with it. And we did a lot of research and we found some amazing packaging companies because you can look good, but if you don't present it properly.
Did y'all invest a lot of money in that?
In the beginning,
In
yes.
the beginning, yeah.
Yes.
So y'all that was as important as the taste.
Yes. 100%. Because
Yes.
it's like, for me, food is very visual. So, I draw people in based on how it looks and then over deliver based on taste. So if you're winning visually and taste wise, then it's a great combination.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like Ed, I'm talking your delivery of that book. Like I like food.
Me
Girl
too.
likes food.
Me too.
We all do.
And when I looked at that, I was like, man, this is delicious. And Mimi was with me, my mother.
Yeah.
And my mother's very healthy,
Cool.
very health conscious. And she was like, it was like she had won the lottery.
Nice.
Every recipe. Where did you come up with your recipes?
So a lot of the recipes in the cookbook, I actually did the last 20 years of my life, just been working on them constantly. And then recipes that I just find when I travel. I just get ideas when I eat out. So traveling for me is also reconnaissance, so it's like I go to these restaurants, I get something that I love, I come back home, how do I make this? How do I recreate it? So that's kind of what I do.
Was anybody in your family cooks?
Everyone.
Really?
Everyone. My uncles, my grandmother, my grandfather, my dad, my mom, everyone. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it runs in the family.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when y'all came, how did y'all meet?
We met at a bar,
What?
40 Club in New York.
Yeah.
I had worked a 12-hour shift. And then dating to me was like a job. I hated it because I didn't have time. I'm like, I have to be out here. I have to date, the whole process. So that particular night, I was so upset. I'm like, I wanted to go home to go to sleep. My girlfriend was like, well, you can't find anyone at your house. You have to date. So that was one of those, like, I dragged myself out and we met at the bar. And he was like, why are you frowning? You're in a club and you're frowning. I was like, see, this is the reason why I don't come out. I was like, who are you to tell me whether I should smile or
And you
not?
were a boss chick. So I bet you had that, Ed. I bet she had that because we
I
women.
was irritated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had the look of like, don't approach me kind of look in the club, and it's funny because my brother had just turned 21. So I was like, I have the perfect place to take you. JC just opened up this nightclub. Like, let's go. So we're in there and I'm basically giving him a rundown of how do you approach a girl? How do you get a number? So
So sad.
Jane was my example of how you get a girl, how do you get her number. So he literally watched that whole thing happen of me approaching Jane on the sideline, and got her number, and the rest is history.
But how did you break her wall down?
So I literally asked her, I'm like, why do you look so upset in the club right now? Like, cause it was a really great night. The music was loud, everyone was just having a good time, and she was just standing there just not looking happy.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I was very sad.
I love that.
Yeah, so I just basically broke down that whole, don't approach me kind of thing, and got her number, and yeah.
And it was just on.
It was on.
On-ish.
Ish. At least after the first 2-3 calls.
Yeah, because he kept, I was in a bad place. I had lost I just broken up with gotten over a 5-year relationship.
Oh, wow.
And I was working on my career, and I was starting I just made 6 figures. I was so happy. I was like, yes, and then I'm like, I'm not trying to be distracted. And I wanted a guy who also was focused on his career. And at the time, that just seemed hard to find.
Yeah.
So when I met him, I'm like, what do you do for a living? What do you do? He goes, I'm a chef. I said, did you go to school for that, or are you just calling yourself a chef? And he was like, I went to culinary school. What are you talking about? Yeah. But that was like literally within like 2 minutes of meeting him. I'm like,
because you don't want to waste your time.
I just did not want to waste my time. I mean, now that I think about it, it was a bit aggressive, but I just did not want to waste my time.
But I'm so thankful that Chef was like, no, I see something. Because the right guy, even when you're a strong boss chick and we come across as,
yes.
The right guy, yeah. I really believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it too.
He will pursue.
Yeah.
And he will literally make you feel like that he's got you.
Yes.
So y'all ended up getting to know each other.
Yes.
And so when she moved to Atlanta, you moved with her?
So we met in New York, and we just lived in New York, and then we decided to move to Atlanta together, but we would visit back and forth. Yeah, so that was fun, just getting to know her family and, coming here to Atlanta. But we were in New York for a while.
How long did y'all date before you got married?
I would say a year.
Yeah, a good year and a half. Yeah, just about.
I think with him in the beginning, it was a little rough because he was like, I just can't believe, it's like, there's no way you're just this nice. Like, he kept on waiting for the gotcha moment.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, there's no, she's like, what is the what is it about you? So one time he tried, like, let me
But that is true about you, Jane. You are unreal.
He was like, I don't believe you. Like, you don't get upset. You're just no, this can't be real. 15 years later, he's still waiting for the gotcha moment. I'm like, this is really who I am. But I try to protect me because people just, take advantage.
Yeah.
But when I finally figured out a way to just be me without people taking advantage, I started doing better. You
know what's so amazing too is I've discovered since God brought Lo into my life is that when you get that healthy relationship where each other want to see each other win.
Yeah.
You're not competing with each other.
It's super important.
And it's so hard to find that, Chef.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that in this world of such superficial and social media, which makes you want to be fake to be accepted.
Yeah.
And so y'all moved to Atlanta. You got married. Y'all, I know they look like they are kids, but they got 3 kids.
Yes.
And they've been married 15 years.
Yes.
Have y'all ever had moments where you were like, man, this ain't gonna work?
Yes. One time. We were worried.
One
season. It was a season of it.
Yeah.
We just started listening to people. We stopped listening.
What was it? What was the conflict?
It was several things. I think it was work schedule,
understanding each other,
making decisions.
Yes.
Did y'all feel like at any point that the business was taking precedent over you?
At some point, we had like different moments where, Jane was super focused on the business because she had to be, right? Because we were building it. And, with me, I was still working in the restaurant that we were in New York. So it was just hard. Our schedule was so crazy. Like I would leave home at about 11 o'clock in the morning and get home at 3 in the morning, so that was 5-6 days a week. So that kind of took a toll on, just us seeing each other, spending time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. If you don't put your relationship first, that's where the enemy comes in.
That's when the enemy comes in.
Because you start resenting each other.
Yep.
And So whenever y'all, because you're very successful, like you work in the restaurant now?
I do, but I
Wait,
choose.
where?
So me working in the restaurant is me consulting. So it's me helping other people open up
Open their own
restaurants,
restaurant. I
creating
love
menus for
that.
them, recipes. So I literally just did that with a project in Atlanta. It's all vegan. So that just opened up a couple days ago. And that's just what I do now. So I get to create time and freedom. So I get to choose when and where I get to work.
Man,
and for
I
how
love
long.
that. That could be a good reality show.
It's fun.
It's really fun.
It's fun.
Like
yeah.
that is pretty spectacular. Do you
Thank
do
you.
what when you go in? Do you teach them how to do food?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
For like
Because-
2 months at a time.
Y'all, even his delivery when he's feeding you,
This is all the time.
I'm like, that is ridiculous.
This is all the time.
Y'all, he will bring her food like he's testing something, and y'all got to follow them on Instagram.
He would announce it.
Chef Ed Harris and at Virgin Hair Fantasy, because it is the cutest. You don't even got to know them to be encouraged by them in just the relationship alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, the Bible says that one will put 1,000 a fight, two will put 10,000 a fight. And so you guys have really learned how to put your twos
Thank you.
in strength.
Thank you.
And that is really incredible.
Thank you so much.
So, Chef, after she failed, actually, it wasn't failure. I always say you can't succeed without bloopers.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like failure is just so a part of
It
the
is
journey.
a part of the journey.
Yeah.
So when y'all were in this together, because y'all really sound like y'all even kind of grew up together.
Yeah.
You know, like y'all just kind of, y'all are best friends.
Yes.
We're very intentional
Yeah, I love
about
that.
our relationship. I'm very selfish
Come
about
on.
our relationship.
Tell us about that.
Just our time is our time. We do the lunch. We plan our lunch day. We do our dinner day. In the mornings, the kids know, like, you gotta, like, Daddy and I have to have our moment so we can be better parents to you guys.
Yeah.
So they give us that hour in the morning. So we pray together, we meditate together, we journal together, we exercise together that first hour.
Really?
And in those moments, we're like bonding, we're talking. So it's like, it's this daily building that we do, and it's really changed our relationship to even better heights. Like, it's amazing.
You know what? I even discovered that when me and Angelo started falling in love. I don't even have time for girlfriend tease.
Thank
lunches.
you.
I even have been like, y'all, just give me a year to fall in love. Now we're over a year, almost a year and a half, and I'm like, still. I would just rather be with him.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that not crazy?
No, it's not. I can totally relate.
Like you like each other that much.
Yes.
But you had to build this. So for you out there that is even in a marriage that y'all have lost the luster, you have to
You have to
get
build
it back.
You have to.
Because it is, tell us.
Yeah, you have to prioritize just being in each other's space, picking date night, and actually doing it. Even if you don't go anywhere, just alone time, we take trips, we do dinners, and it's just us, and everyone's like, hey, you guys don't want to hang out? Like, no, we're cool.
Just us.
Just us, we just have fun just doing us. So once you can prioritize that, I think it really helps,
It does.
Man, I love that. So when she went under that time, when she did that company,
Yeah.
and you said, I told you. So for that husband out there, that his wife is getting in everything, multi-level, she is buying into, she's just one of those spenders, just trying to make it. And she just ain't scared. What would you tell a husband that don't want to put his wife's fire out, but he wants to help her,
Gotcha.
get a grip?
That's a great question. I think one of the most important thing is to have empathy, because it's one thing for her not to be trying, but if she does try and she fails, you can't really get in her face and be like, I told you so, I'm just stepping in her shoes and just being there for her and be like, all right, what's plan B? What do we do now? Like, how do we keep it moving? So just being there for her, showing support, voicing your concerns, right? Super important, right? Being able to say, hey, I don't think this will go right, but if this is what you want to do, I support you, kind of thing. And, we'll play it from there.
Now for you, because you are just powerful, how do you as a powerful woman, killing it, when your husband, because he seems gentle-spirited, he seems wise. How do you, when you know something's right and he's telling you, slow down, how does a woman out there that is killing it come home and listen?
I
Or how do you navigate?
I stopped caring about being right. I had to. Because in my world, I'm right about everything. You know what I mean? Like everyone around me, I'm right. There's no arguing with me. You know, my team, my staff, the only people who put me in it, my clients, I'm very like, oh, whatever you want. But my team, I'm like, oh, this is the project and this is all we have to do to execute it. But I don't care about being right with my husband.
Come on, man.
That
makes me tear up.
I just want to support him because I just recently lost my mom.
Yes, I'm so
And
sorry.
thank you. And it's like, I lost myself. Like I fell spiritually, emotionally, financially, just everything was happening at the same time. And every time I would look around, it was my husband. Picking me up with words.
Oh my gosh.
Prayers, reading the Bible or praying over me. He goes, you got this.
Yeah.
I know who I married. You got this. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
It's a pain like you
I'm
can't even
tired.
explain.
Every day is something else. And he's like, you got this.
Yeah.
I know who I married. You are a beast. Man. And he would say that to me almost every day. And I would get up. And I was like, I can do it one more day. I can do it again. So just
look at me.
It's so important to have someone. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, I don't care about anything else. I'll let go of all of this. I told him, I said, if we just have to be on the beach just with coconut, just you and I.
Yes, I feel
I'm good.
Too. Yeah.
I don't need anything else. Like I know what real happiness is now. The whole time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm chasing something that
my little producer needs to get some tissue.
So I'm just chasing, and everything I was chasing was right by my side the whole time. So I'm like, so think he is my rock.
Yeah.
Oh shucks.
Look at Chef. I'm gonna tell you something. There's somebody watching today that you are walking through running businesses, and you've allowed the business to get in ahead of your spouse. And maybe you're at a place now where that hardened hearts come. You have got to, in your vulnerability, drop your walls. Yeah. You know, I really feel like God wants me to let you kind of flow here for a second. How do you tell that person that is watching how to grieve? How do you tell them how to mourn and move?
You got to schedule the mourning because you can't ignore it. You got to schedule it. How many minutes am I up to with I think it's 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
I'm allowed to cry for 2 minutes and I'll go off. I'll shut the door sometimes and I'll pray and I'll cry for 2 minutes. And then when that 2 minutes is up, sometimes I do it right before the 2 minutes is up. I get up and I go back to what pays me. I go back to what helps me get back to normalcy. So as a business owner, you have to represent. You still have to have whatever your purpose is, you still have to fulfill it. Because I love my clients so much, I think about the ones that can't go to the weddings. I think about the ones that have graduation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to get up and make the hair that's going to allow them to do that. So my purpose has saved me because on some days when I want to stay in bed and just have every reason to grieve my mom that I love so much and just say, I get up because Miss Jones needs her hair for graduation. You know what I mean? I get up because Julia is about to get married, so I let my purpose stand loud. I let it, I hear it loudly so I can get up because sometimes the devil will trick you. Oh, you ain't got to get up today. You good. Like you just lost your mom, you got I'm like, I can grieve for 2 minutes. Yeah. I don't have to grieve all day.
Yeah. So, and there's some people that literally they literally have stopped living for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you know what, Jane, you did it not only because you have a business and a husband to live for, but you've got kids.
Yes.
What about that person today that has lost a loved one and or maybe they lost their child, but their other three don't have kids and the other three is missing their mom now because you did that. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
That you have, because I believe that. I grieved when my daddy died. I would give myself a time.
Yeah.
So Chef,
yes.
What would you tell that husband that is used to his strong wife, but she's walking through something that has thrown her off and he ain't used to this?
Yeah, that's tough, because we've never been through it before, right? So the only thing I could do was just be there for her any way I could, right? And that was, for us, it was going to Nigeria with her and just being every step of the way with her, just going to the morgue, walking down the street, the coffin, like everything, just facilitating whatever I could. So for any husband out there, it's the same thing, just being there for them emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever capacity that they would need. It's the only thing you can do, right? Because you can't really say, I know what you're going through, until it happens to you.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of put yourself in her place and just be there for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I have loved this because life happens.
Yeah.
Life happens. And somebody watching today that feels like you lost your spouse after 38 years or 40 years, whether it was to death or divorce, you are watching today and you feel like, man, I've given my whole life to helping him build his company or helping her build her company, only for them to come up to me and say they don't love me anymore and throw me out there and move on with somebody else. And I don't even know where to start. This is a couple sitting on this couch that is showing you that God is no respecter of persons. That if you will just put one foot in front of the other, if you will stay connected to the right people, even if it's just following social media pages, like at Chef Ed Harris or at Virgin Hair Fantasy or Real Talk Kim, finding yourself at a place where you are putting inside of you people that did it with $500. They started this company with $500. They can show you how to start a company with $500. Literally, or not even that. Like, I believe,
You can do it with
man, you can do it with nothing. You can literally, you get around the right people.
Yes.
Yeah, you just have a fire. Get your fire back. Get your fire back and stop comparing yourself to other people on social media. And I'm gonna tell you something else. It ain't never too late for you to turn your marriage around. It is never too late for you to drop the pride and fight for your marriage. Fight for your kids. Fight for your business. Fight for your legacy. Jane has a legacy to carry through. Her mama went to be with Jesus. She's got that legacy of that family on her back, and she's killing it. So I'm gonna let y'all go get some tissue. We're gonna wipe our eyes because that was a moment. I was reliving my dad passing away, man. I was like, there's no words to even explain the emptiness you feel. So I'm right there living in the moment. But we will be right back right after this. Y'all, welcome back. I'm going to tell you something. I loved this couple before. I never met Chef until today. Yeah. But man, I believe that our paths cross for a reason. Amen. But it was funny because during our break, y'all know Manson. Manson's like one of my sons. Like, that boy got my back, okay? But him and his girlfriend live in different states. And he is just a guy. He's just a guy living his life, taking life easy. And he said, after this episode, I literally texted my girlfriend because they are proof that everybody deserves a relationship like this. Like, fairy tales are reality. They really are. Me and Angelo can show y'all all day long what a great relationship is. Y'all have seen me walk through some tough ones. But when I get to sit on a couch with two people that I can smell a snake. Yes. I can smell a fake. But when I can sit on the couch, man, and just feel what it feels like for a couple to come together and build empires together, to allow each other to shine and sometimes put your dream on the back burner to push each other. How the right one will literally show up. Ooh. Yeah. They will show up. Yes. And they will show up right. Yes. They will show up correctly. And that's what you guys have done. So, man, so Chef.
Yes.
Now y'all have to come over and you have to cook.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Chef, I am the friend.
I got you.
I am the friend that wants to. I want to be one of your testers.
You got it. You got it. Say no more.
Oh my God.
I got you.
Listen, Angelo is picky with friends, but I know he's going.
I like that.
Cool.
He's gonna.
No
we
worries.
protect ourselves like y'all protect yourselves.
You have to.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think that you're mellow like Kim, and we're little firecrackers, but we're better because we've got them.
Exactly. Perfect balance.
And man, I want to tell y'all something. Listen, get connected to them. Chef Ed Harris on all social medias and the Virgin Hair Fantasy. They literally are proof of living the dream.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
And y'all are just getting started.
Hey!
Y'all hear me? Y'all are just getting started. The
Thank
Bible
you.
has 2 commandments.
Mm.
It's to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And you can tell y'all do because you would not love each other the way you do. Right? And to love your neighbor as yourself. And you guys are wonderful examples of that.
Thank you.
Thank you for loving each other
Thank you so much.
so well.
Thank you so much.
Chef, thank you for protecting our girl.
Mm.
With pleasure.
Thank you for, thank you for letting her fly. Thank you. You can tell, y'all don't even gotta say nothing. It is visual online.
Thank you.
Just the love that exudes. You gonna cry again? Me too. We're just so sappy. But thank you for loving each other so well. Thank you for having each other's back through her mama's death and picking up the pieces and letting her grieve. Because you probably had to step up and run the whole family.
For a little bit.
You make me want to be a better spouse. Yeah, you both
easy.
want to make me be a better pastor. And you make me want to be a better person.
Thank you.
And I'm thankful because I believe that you attract what you are and not what you want.
I agree.
And so this is a great indication that we're all 3 doing something really great.
Yes.
So y'all listen, they got a lot to offer. Chef offers consultant, helping. Oh, you tell us.
So
I don't know why I'm talking for you.
I appreciate it. No, so literally, if you're a restaurateur owner, you need help with your restaurant, I can help you. I help people set up restaurants, open them, train staff, write recipes, menus, all that good stuff.
Chef, do you cater
I used
events?
to. It just depends. I do for a special.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. So if time willing, because consulting, I travel a lot, so it just really depends on my schedule.
I love that.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
if you
y'all.
need something, let me know.
I think you might do it for me.
Yes.
Yes.
This is why you can never close a door. You got to always be a friend,
Yeah.
And so for you, Jane, tell us, Chef, before we go to Jane, where can people
Yes.
find you online? Do you have a website?
Yes. So my website is Knife and Spoon, and that's N with the actual letter. So it's Knife and Spoon. But yeah, that's where you can find all of my information, my services, my spices, my cookbooks, aprons, everything.
He's got the greatest stuff. His style is so off the chain.
I appreciate
And
it.
y'all, those spices behind us, you got to get them for your kitchen.
Thank you.
Amazing. We need to get those in like Target.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Bring 'em out
saying?
to God's ears. Yes.
That's next in Jesus'
Yes.
name. I
Amen.
prophesy that over you guys that God's going to open those doors. And so, Jane, for you, this beautiful hair you got on, y'all got to go back. If you did not watch the show with me and Jane, go back a podcast or 2 and make sure you watch because it was so special.
It was fun.
She even took her hair off.
I sure did.
She took her hair off. She tried another peruca on. You can buy these. She's got, she's a friendly exchange.
Yes.
Like
Have an upgrade program.
She has an upgrade program if you have your peruca for 5 years and
Yes.
need to upgrade it. Like, she's just amazing, y'all.
Thank
These
you.
people are really angels walking on the earth. So thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
I love you guys
I really
already.
appreciate it. Thank
I'm
you so much.
proud.
Thank you.
Y'all are building such an empire together.
Thank
You're
you.
proof that fighting, holding hands works.
Thank
You can tell you're each other's escape
Yes.
and not each other's duty.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for not quitting.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Remember,
Thank you.
subscribe, share. And if you have any questions, just email me at rtkquestions@gmail.com. Get in my inner circle. Get your tickets to the retreat. It might have already passed. But you can come to the one in January. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next week with another surprise with a great guest.
Yay Networks.